Alright, hi, I'm Nick Shell, and today, let's see, we're going to be talking about 5 non-religious benefits of not cussing. Well, that's a pretty unpopular thing to say, right? I mean, how uncool is that? Well, let me tell you something. I have made it my whole shtick to be the guy who doesn't cuss. My whole life. That's what I've adopted. And even now, I mean, with my blog, it's pretty popular. I get to drive free cars and go to free places just because it's so popular. Well, one of my shticks is, what is it called? Family Friendly Daddy Blog. I'm the guy who doesn't cuss. I'm the guy who keeps it all clean and family friendly and G-rated. And it works for me. But not just in my blog or on my YouTube channel. Watch all my YouTube videos. You'll see that I'm clean. It's all G-rated. As far as the language that I use, I mean, I'm trying to even think of anything mature that I talk about. But the whole concept is, if everyone else is cussing, or cursing, or whatever you want to call it, I'll be the guy who doesn't. Why? Well, I've got 5 reasons right here. Let's go through them real quick. Number 1, cussing is popular to do. Everybody does it these days. It's not like the 1950s when somebody said a minor one and everyone, oh, it's so common. You hear it all the time. So the way I'm wired is if everyone else is doing it, I don't want to do it. Back a decade ago when people would say stuff like, what was it? I'm not gonna lie, or even 5 years ago with just saying, that stuff just, it's so cliche. So back in those days I wouldn't say it. It is the same thing for me with cussing. It's just that it's so common. So it makes me not want to do it. That's number 1. It becomes cliche to me. So number 2, it implies uncontrolled emotions. Now, one of my things I'm fixated on in my life is emotional intelligence. That's very important to me, that I'm emotionally intelligent. I don't have the highest IQ. I'm horrible at math. I don't know that I'd be smart enough to pass a bar exam, no matter how hard I tried. But as far as emotional intelligence, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. And as far as that goes, I'll give you an example. If I'm driving in traffic and someone slams on their brakes or cuts out in front of me, does something that seems irresponsible on their end, I'm not going to get angry. And I'm definitely not going to say a curse word because of that. Why? Because they don't control my emotions. I control my emotions. So if I'm cursing every time I get upset, to me that reflects that I'm not in control of my emotions. So the problem isn't that I would curse because I'm angry. The problem is, why would I get angry to begin with? It's a matter of controlling anger to begin with, and therefore I definitely don't need any kind of profanity to back that up. My eye itches. All right, number 3. Number 3 on my list is, cussing would make me feel uncreative. Now imagine this, like I said, I've got a successful blog, I've got all of my social media, I've got my YouTube channel now reaching almost 500 views, 500 subscribers, and I only had 80 something 6 months ago. I'm doing, of all the words I've typed and all the words I've said, I've done it without the use of profanity. So the way I see it, profanity is useless in my life. There's no reason for it. If I can do all of that with words, and none of those words are considered cuss words or profanity or cursing, then why would I start now, right? Number 4, not cussing enables me to reach a broader audience, which I've probably already touched on in this video so far, but imagine that. Imagine if, as far as other companies, as far as any people exposed to what I do here on the internet, they can know that I'm never going to say anything inappropriate. They know that about me. You never have to wonder what I'm going to say as far as it being inappropriate for even a younger audience. Now granted, what I talk about might be boring, but as far as it being inappropriate because of the language I use, nope. And I think that opens more doors for me, and that leads us to the last one. Not cussing invites a higher level of respect from others. See, it's funny because my whole life I've been the guy who hasn't cussed for all these reasons, I suppose. But because of that, I have learned it definitely invites a certain level of respect that most people can't have, because you are the guy that has a lot to say, you're interesting, but yet you don't resort to using that language. And you know, it's nothing that I think I'm better than anybody else. If that were the case, then that would be a lonely world, because most people, I feel, cuss. So I'm the one guy that doesn't. It sets me apart. It helps me as an individual stand out in a good way, and I think it's working for me. So those are my 5 reasons. Thanks for watching my video. Tell me your thoughts on it. It works for me, right? And if something works for me, I'm gonna keep doing it. I want the rest of the world to keep cursing, cussing, F-bombing. It doesn't bother me. It's not like I'm offended by it. Again, I'm emotionally intelligent. That means everyone around me can use whatever kind of language they want to, and never once will I be offended by what anybody says. Hey, I'm a libertarian, so what does that mean? Freedom of speech. Let people do whatever they want as long as they're not hurting other people. And I assure you, what you say will not hurt me, because again, emotional intelligence. It's fine. Do whatever you want to. You won't get any judgment from me, because again, what am I going to do? Judge the majority of the world? I don't judge the world by my own standards. I let them sort that on their end, what they think's right for them. But it's what's right for me, and it's not even a moral issue for me about why I don't cuss. It's more of a fundamental issue as far as all these go. Because what you can see is, out of my 5 reasons, never once did I mention anything about religion or faith, because it's beyond that. I don't want to use that as any kind of crutch or hide behind that. That's not even it. And so that's why I wanted to, again, let me close with the title. 5 non-religious reasons, or actually 5 non-religious benefits of not cussing. So it's hard to say that phrase, but what's not hard for me to do is to live my life without cussing. Thanks for watching my video. I'm Nick Shell, Family Friendly Daddy Blog.